Hey guys, this is Dr. Otto Jenke. You're listening to Chiro Candy with Billy Sticker.
You're listening to Chiro Candy,
the podcast of sweet chiropractic success.
Now,
here's your host, Billy Sticker.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 46. And yes, this is me. This is not a guest host. I have been under the weather for the past few days, and the show must go on. So I am recording this, scratchy voice and all. But we have a great show today. I actually sat down a week or so ago with Jim Chester. And if you're not familiar with Jim Chester, you're definitely in for a treat. Talk about heart and hustle. One, this guy, he just has a great story, and I'm not going to get into it too much. But what he's done over the past right at year, as far as doing screenings for doctors in his area is really pretty impressive. And then he's also going to talk about the chiropractic documentary that he's worked on, and I've been able to watch, and it was very impressive. So let's go ahead and get on over into the interview, and I'll let him share his story. Everybody, help me welcome Jim Chester. How are you?
Doing great, Billy. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. In our pre-chat, it sounds like that we're getting almost the same weather here in Texas that you're getting up there in Colorado right now, huh?
Yeah, we have snow on the ground.
Okay, well maybe not the exact same.
And it's not enough to keep me from hiking and whatnot, but it's definitely there's still some snow out there.
Well, I think temperature-wise, we're pretty close. We were, in the low 30s last night, and right now we're probably mid to upper 40s right now. Bluebird skies.
Yeah, I would say about the same here, a little overcast.
Yeah. That's one of the things I love about, don't we all love the sunshine though? When I was in Kansas City, we'd get snow up there. Or even when I've been to Colorado, I've been up there 3 or 4 times. Even with snow on the ground, when the sun's out, it just makes for a nice day.
It sure does.
Yeah, that's good. So, talk about your hikes. Where all do you go hiking at?
Man, I've been out in Colorado going on 3 years. And for the first 2 years I was here, I was out every weekend. So this past year, I was so busy, I wasn't able to do it every weekend. But anywhere from Boulder to Castle Rock, Colorado Springs, all around Rocky Mountain National Park. So, Colorado is one big hike.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous area. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into some of your story. What brought you into the chiropractic profession? Because you're like me, neither one of us are chiropractors, but we love the profession and we're advocates of the profession. Let's hear some of your story.
Well, thanks for asking. I grew up in Davenport, Iowa, and I'm sure many of you listening, and if you don't know, chiropractic was developed in Davenport, Iowa by D.D. Palmer and then passed on to his son, B.J. Palmer. And while I was living in Davenport, I went to high school right across the street from Palmer College of Chiropractic. And I was playing football my junior year, I believe, and I hurt my shoulder playing football for high school. And my athletic trainer recommended that I go across the way to Palmer College Chiropractic and get a physical. And so I went over there and they looked at my shoulder, but they also did an evaluation on my spine and started adjusting me. And I just noticed that I was a whole different athlete when I was adjusted. I went on to get my degree in journalism and marketing and kind of scuttled around doing a couple of newspaper jobs out of college. And then I became a service industry guy. And one of my friends was opening a practice up in Chicago, and it was a CBP clinic. And I moved up to Chicago and helped him run his therapy floor and learned how to be a traction technician. And from doing the traction tech, every once in a while, he would throw me out to do a screening event for the clinic to help sign people up. So I learned some stuff, some technique out there. And then I came out to Colorado 3 years ago to help Doc out here grow his practice. And I learned that I was working way too much. I was working my shift hours and I was working the weekend hours. And before I knew it, like, I didn't have any time for myself. So hence why my hiking went down this past year. I became an independent chiropractic screener. And by doing that, I learned the real value of what chiropractic was, because I had the ability to now talk to people about the message and get them under chiropractic care with great doctors in the Denver metro area. So
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the screenings. So how does that work? You contact a doctor, they contact you, either way, and then what happens?
Well, it all happened really organically. When I quit working for the clinic out here in the Denver area, I almost lost everything. I paid my rent February of last year with $3 to my name. And what I did is I said, I'm not going to give up. And I went on and I found 3 docs that I started doing screening events for. Well, I did enough events and signed up enough patients that I could pay my bills. And in February, I did that. And I didn't start till January 12th. So it's an anniversary for me today.
Oh, yeah, it is, because we're actually recording this on January 12th.
So at that point, I started networking with other docs. And I started prospecting new people. And I started networking heavier. And I started letting other doctors in the area know, hey, this is what I can do. This is how I can help you. So I started striking up opportunities with multiple clinics. And before I knew it, at the time of June or July, I had 30 clients. And now I've dialed that back to 9. So I have 9 clients that I do screening events for full time.
Oh, that's great. Now, and you're in the Denver area.
I am. I'm right near the University of Denver.
Okay. So it's a large area. It's not like all these clients are in the exact same town.
No. It's most of them are 20 minutes apart.
Yeah.
So it's great that they have a trusted resource in their community to find screening events for and to have me do them for them, because I'm sure from working in chiropractic as long as you have, is running a chiropractic practice and doing marketing and doing the adjustments, the financials and all that is quite cumbersome.
Sure. Yeah. Especially to have you do that. I mean, it's one thing even just to find screening events, different health fairs going on and that. So give us some tips on how do you find the places to do the screenings?
Well, that's the beauty of it, Billy. The docs that I work with, they set the events up and I go and service the event. Oh,
so they just let you know, they go and find them.
And they build a calendar for me, and I go out and work their event for them. And I have a great A through Z process that I do to qualify the people, how to make a spreadsheet to show who I signed up and when they're coming in with all their details. And it's a working document that the doc and myself work off of to make sure that people are showing up. And it's a really tight system.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's talk numbers. I know you've already shared this with me. And several months ago when we talked, I know that you were well on your way. In the past year, how many new patient appointments have you set up?
Well, I had a goal of reaching 1,000 in my first year of being a chiropractic screener. And when I decided that it was attainable, I did something like 234 signups in 2 months. And now, after a year of doing the screenings, I've scheduled 955 people for their first chiropractic visit to a doctor in the Denver area.
That's still very, very impressive. I mean, that's 80 new patients a month, basically.
Well, I did the math, and it's 2.61 patients a day.
Yeah, that's still really good. And even though those are spread out, how many events do you think you're doing a month or a week, or what does your week normally look like?
Now that I've gotten a little bit more control of myself and my market and whatnot, I average about 4 events a week, and the average event runs about 4 hours. And the other times I'm doing admin work and working on promoting Chiropractic the Documentary. So it's actually a very, very minimal work time, but being a specialist at what I do, I don't need to log tons of hours.
Sure. Yeah. So you went from helping, having 30 clients down to 9.
Yes.
It sounds like you kind of figured out the type of chiropractors that you want to work with, who was a good fit for you, and then just
back in May and June, I had 2 days off, so I wasn't in the business to turn work down back then. So right. I didn't turn any work down. So I worked tirelessly for about 2 months straight, and then July 4th came and I took like 5 days off.
Yeah, you needed it.
But yeah, that showed me that I had all of the tools and the skill set to go out and to serve the community. And I think more people need that. I think more people need the system and the strategy and the network to go out there and to grow chiropractic grassroots.
Let's stay here for just a minute. What is your approach? Somebody walks by the booth, walks by the table. What's the hook? How's the conversation go? How's the close?
Well, that's the good thing. It's interesting you asked me that. I have a system that I'm going to be developing over the next couple of months, showing me actually videotaping me doing screenings, and I'm going to be sharing how I talk to people, how I questionnaire people, how I close them, and how I get them scheduled. So I have an idea. I mean, anytime you're a creative person, you always are tabling ideas and you're focusing on what you're working on right now, but you're always developing more things down the line. So I think really what people want the value of, I think people really want to see somebody like myself in the field working. They want to see what I say. They want to see how I do the system. And then that's exactly what I'm going to do is a blow by blow. This is how you go out and sign people up. But to better answer your question, I usually ask them, hey, who's your family chiropractor? Oh, you see them. Perfect. Well, we're very ethical about what we do here. And if you have somebody you're happy with, I don't ever want you to break up your chiropractor for us. So right away, I let them know that it's a non-compete type zone, that if they are interested in our promotion, I would love to help them. But I always let them know that, hey, if you do have somebody, but for the people that don't have somebody, I say, well, hey, have you ever considered chiropractic? And then if they are interested, I have them fill out our 2-part questionnaire, which is brilliant. I signed up so many people with this form. You have them fill out a symptomatology, and then you have 3 questions at the end. You ask them, please rate chiropractic on a scale of 1 to 10 for your knowledge. And I kind of get a understanding of what their knowledge of chiropractic is at that point. I ask them, would you like to hear about our phenomenal promotion? And then I ask them if they would like to receive a quarterly newsletter from our doctor. So at that point, I give them, for the second question, would you like to hear about a phenomenal promotion? Yes, maybe, no. If they circle maybe or yes, I always pitch them. If they circle no, I say, awesome. Well, if you like the newsletter, we'll send it out to you. So I give them a little bit of a interactive quality at the end of it, because now I know what's going on with them because of the symptomatology part on the top. So the top of the form, they're going to say neck pain, back pain, some type of catch, because people don't just know that chiropractic is good for them. The average mind thinks that chiropractic helps. The average mind thinks that chiropractic helps with pain. And so you have to approach people on their level. So when I approach people on their level, I ask them what symptoms they're experiencing. And then I ask them, are they doing anything for it? And then we get into the conversation. At that point, I say, please finish part 2 for me, and then we go into the close. At that point, if they say, yes, I'd like to hear about your promotion, then I let them know exactly what they get, and then I ask them, what's the best time to get you in, and then I schedule them, and then I build a spreadsheet. I share that with the clinic, and we track and make sure that person shows up.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. But let me ask you this. Do you find a lot of people that are actually filling this out say no, that they don't want to hear about the phenomenal offer?
Very medical-minded people.
Really?
I've run into so many. I mean, to get 955 people to sign up, think of the vast amount of numbers of people that circled down.
Yeah, I guess to me, I would think, if you're interested enough to fill this out, why would you not want to hear about an offer, especially when it's phenomenal?
Right?
That's a good adjective. So,
but we hook a lot of people, and I let them know that their first visit is going to be 30 minutes. They're going to get time with the doctor, talk to them about any health concerns they have, including things that they might not have checked on the form. Because a lot of times, if you just meet me on the street, you're not going to divulge all of your medical concerns to a guy you just met 2 minutes ago.
Especially when they look like you. Just messing with you. That's a good point. So, yeah, and obviously it's working for you. You know what? Let's switch gears a little bit. You mentioned Chiropractic, the documentary. Tell us the story behind that.
So, the documentary came into play because I had been discussing with a colleague of mine that's in Chicago, and I was like, man, I feel like we all understand it, but everybody else doesn't. And I was like, what can I do to curb people's enthusiasm to understand chiropractic? How can I appeal to more people? And with my skill set in journalism and my skill set in filmmaking, I was like, you know what? I'm going to find somebody that will work with me and that will help me develop everything that I need to do to make a film on chiropractic. So I partnered up with my creative partner, Luke Millette, out of Brookfield, Illinois, and we started hammering out the process. And there's so much more than just making a film when you want people to see it. Making the film is kind of the easy part. But when you want to start getting it to be seen and you want people to start appreciating what you've done, you have to get creative on how you spread a film almost on zero budget. I mean, you have to be creative on how you network it into people. So, sorry about that. I had a call come in.
It's all right. Go ahead. So you're talking about going from a zero budget.
Yeah. So I pretty much had zero budget, and I started doing networking with the chiropractic community, and I started saying, hey, I'm going to make a film on chiropractic. How can I get the most people that are in chiropractic to speak on my film and be interviewed for my film? So I started investigating chiropractic seminars, and I found Mile High Chiropractic Weekend out here in Colorado.
Sure.
And I found ChiroFest out in Seattle. And I contacted both Paul Reed and Danny Knowles, and I asked them, hey, can I come out there and interview the people at your fest? Because I'm making this phenomenal film on chiropractic, and I need people that will let me interview them. And I'm almost on what I say before, a zero budget. So, I've had people start to believe in what I was doing as the project started to get steam behind it. And before I knew it, I had all the interviews shot. I had contacted Palmer College and gotten archival photos, and we picked out like a soundtrack for it. So the whole process was pretty great. But now the film's done, and we released it on a soft release just via communication through Facebook between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And we had over 1,500 people from 43 different countries watch the film. And now we're just we're geared up to do screenings at chiropractic colleges, and we're geared up to do screenings at different chiropractic groups and associations. So
film screenings.
Yes, film screenings.
Because we're talking about screenings here. We got to make sure we're.
I guess the theme of the interview screenings.
It's just screenings, right? Yeah. Pun intended.
But no, it's been a wonderful experience so far, and it's amazing the amount of support that we've had. And it's been really, really wonderful to meet all the dynamic docs that I've had a chance to meet. They've definitely elevated my consciousness and my ability to communicate chiropractic even better. And I hope that I've created something that can make the profession really proud and that they'll want to use for years to come.
I was very impressed. It's just great content. Same thing, we have similar backgrounds. We've worked in clinics before, great content. So good job. How can people find out more about the film?
Well, we have a great website, and something I wanted to encourage all people to do that have watched the film is I would like them to make a 10 to 30 second video of themselves, giving me a response and what their favorite part of the film was and what makes this film essential to the education of humanity, why people need to see this film. And they can go to www.chiropracticdocumentary.com, and all the information's there. It's available for pre-sale right now. Anybody that purchases now between now and March 1st will mail out on March 1st. And we urge people that do like the film to take the film art that's on our website and to lift that and to put that on their Facebook page as their profile picture for as long as you want to, just in support of the film, so more people get the branding of what we're doing.
All right, good deal. Well, we will have links in the show notes to that. And man, dude, proud of you. You've got the heart and the hustle.
Well, it all comes down to thinking big and making the people around you. I guess it goes down to, if you give everything to everyone that they ever wanted, you'll never have to ask for anything. And I feel like that's what I get to do on a daily basis by making film. And I feel like I get to do that on a daily basis by serving chiropractic.
Yeah, very good. Jim Chester, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you, Billy. Thanks for having me on.
All right, to find out more about Jim Chester, head on over to the show notes at chirocandy.com/046, and we'll have links there to where you can reach out and connect with him, and also pre-order, depending on when you're listening to this, you can pre-order your copy of Chiropractic the Documentary. As a matter of fact, that's the website, which will have a link in the show notes, but you can also go to chiropracticthedocumentary.com to pre-order. I believe the release is going to be, sometime in March. So here within the next, 6 weeks or so. But hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to head over to iTunes and write us a review of the show and subscribe and share this with your friends. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week.